Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of entitled people. In today's episode, entitled Coddled Sister, Hogging the Bus Stop, Drunk Karen at Local Quickmart. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Entitled Coddled Sister. I have officially lost it. My late 20s, younger sister, early 20s, has my parents wrapped around her finger like a boa constrictor. They cook for her, clean for her, pay for everything for her. She hasn't had a job in years. She does go to college, but some days she just doesn't feel like going to class. No consequence for her actions there either. If it were up to her, she'd probably just play on her computer all day and night. I love my sister very much, but I have reached my breaking point. She has only gotten lazier as time has gone on. She needs to grow up. I lost it on my parents today. I couldn't hold back anymore. My mom acknowledged her shortcomings and assured me she's trying to be better. My dad is in denial. I set the boundary that I cannot come to their house and watch her be waited on hand and foot. I told them I will not go over or be in communication with any of them until things change. I am not looking for advice, just wondering if anyone else has been in a similar situation, so I don't feel so alone. My brother is a pampered brat. He's 24 and still acts like a little kid. It started because of his grandmother always doing everything for him all his life. Now, she's in hospice and cannot do it anymore. So he now acts out when he doesn't get his way, and mom tries just doing whatever he wants to shut him up. Our sister, 17, cannot wait to get out of there to be away from the toxicity. I'm glad it's not only my family. Thanks for sitting in it with me for a minute. I'm the oldest of 4 kids, and my youngest sister hasn't moved out on her own yet, but she loves to tell the rest of us unsolicited advice on how we should be living. Granted, she almost never does it to me, and I think it's because I've been out of the house since I was 18, but she regularly pisses off our other siblings by trying to tell them how to live when they both have left home, held down jobs, etc. In my family, it was the boys got it all and me, the girl, got what was left, if anything. I left home as soon as I could and limited my contact. Only way to protect yourself. Hogging the bus stop. Okay, I get it. You're homeless. So am I. But that bus stop bench is there for people taking the bus, and nobody should have to stand around for 30 minutes just because you want to pile all your stuff on the bench. Your stuff can go on the ground beside you and under the bench. Be a decent human and leave room for other people to sit. Update. I just came back and had to get off at the same stop. Person is still there. Apparently person, can't identify male or female, has peed on themselves and marinated in it all day, because now you can smell them from 20 feet away. I literally gagged from the stink when I got off the bus, before I even saw the person. Even if they get person to vacate the bus stop, it's going to be intolerable due to the stench for days. The bench is unpainted, untreated wood, so the stink soaks in. Totally get this. A few years ago, I was driving through Houston and stopped to use a gas station restroom. It was at the back, so I tried to open the door. Someone was in there. I waited a few minutes. They never came out. I finally realized they were living in there. I tried talking to the gas station attendant, who just couldn't be bothered. It made me wonder if that was their friend in there. Crazy. That's even worse because people gotta go to the bathroom. Quit whining about the homeless. You elected the official sitter in office right now who have deemed them to be animals and not worthy of help. So they take up a bus stop and you have to stand poor baby. Those people are moving constantly all day, all night, and have no privacy to just sit and be. Until you help them and you get these politicians out of office, there will be no change, and this poor person will continue to be harassed, maligned, and told to move on. It's not their fault. They can't help this. Don't come down on them for this. Drunk Karen at local Quickmart. So, there I was, standing in line at Quickmart, when Karen bursts in like a tornado, clearly drunk out of her mind. She's stumbling, slurring her words, causing a scene right from the get-go. She marches straight up to the counter, cutting in front of everyone, and slams down this bag of chips, barely able to keep her balance. And then it starts. Karen starts ranting about how the chips are stale, demanding to see the manager. The poor cashier tries to reason with her, but Karen's in her own world, insisting she's right. The manager comes over, trying to calm her down, but Karen's beyond reason. She's yelling, waving her arms around, getting more and more aggressive by the second. Finally, the manager has had enough. He tells Karen she needs to leave, but she refuses, spewing insults and threats. That's when he drops the bomb. He'll have her banned from the store if she doesn't leave immediately. But Karen, being Karen, decides to take it up a notch. She lunges at the cashier, trying to throw a punch. The manager steps in, trying to restrain her, but she's thrashing and kicking, completely out of control. In the chaos, the manager manages to get Karen to the ground and pins her there until the cops arrive. When they do, Karen's still screaming and cursing, making a scene like you wouldn't believe. The cops have had enough too. They handcuff her, dragging her out of Quickmart as she continues to kick and scream. And let me tell you, the whole store breathed a sigh of relief. From that day on, Quickmart was a little safer without Karen stumbling around in her drunken entitlement. But as for Karen, well, she learned the hard way that you can't just waltz into a store, start a fight, and expect to get away with it. And I'd like to think the cops had a little fun with her at the station, considering how much she ruined their day. If it happened, she is not a Karen, but an alcoholic. An out-of-control, actively practicing alcoholic. New account with 2 unbelievable Karen stories in quick succession. First one already had people asking questions. Now it's just confirmation that they're just making up stories. Ever heard of time I did not say when this happened? And it's true, I just downloaded Reddit 3 months ago, and I just found out about this subreddit. So this story wasn't even my story, it was my mom's. But if you don't believe me, sure, I don't really care about your opinion. If you don't got a nice thing to say, don't say it, you know, zero background information. Nice story. How long did it take you to think it up? Nobody in their right mind would stay for that whole ordeal. You would just leave. I completely would. Another set of hands or a phone calling the cops would help out immensely in my eyes. Plus, I would want to see what happens. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.